Today we are attempting to hike the rock pile once more. Yep, good old Mount Washington. Starting on the Tuckerman Ravine trail from the AMC's Pick and Knots Visitor Center. We're going to take that to the winter route of the Lion's Head Trail. I'm going to take that up to the upper junction with Tux. Then take Tux to the summit. Now, I got everything. Snowshoes, ice axe, a little bit of layers, because I really don't know what to expect. I haven't seen a whole lot of trail conditions reports for Washington, so gotta do what they did in the olden days. Just take everything. Well, let's see how this hike goes. Hopefully I can make it up with this monster of a backpack. It looks and feels like summer here, but that won't be the case up above, say, 2,500, 3,000 feet. I mean, you can see the snow up on the cone of the mountain on the highway. A little snippet of what we're in for today. That is just cool. Really, really flowing. Thanks to the spring melt. Out there we got a view up toward the southern Wildcat Ridge. Then after that we got a short, steady climb up to the Crystal Cascade proper. Anyway, I'll meet you when we get there. Reached the junction with the Boot Spur Trail. That's the way we took last time I hiked Mount Washington, but today we're gonna stay on Tux for now. And the Lion's Head winter route is 1.7 miles from the Pick and Knots Visitor Center. I've read about a so-called Hillary step on that route that involves the use of an ice axe. Let's see if it actually does. So far the Tux trail has a moderate grade at best. Can't believe this trail. I thought this trail was like hell when I first hiked it 6 years ago. Shows how far I've come. Oh, see that? I don't know if you can see because of my shadow, but ice. And there's just going to be more of it, as we said. Yep. Some rotten snow. Complete with post holes. I brought my snowshoes, but some people said I don't need them. Whether or not those people went up Lion Head, I don't know. Just have to wait and see, like you do in every hike. Alright, we're seeing signs of monorail, although very faint and rotten. Spring hasn't finished its job here yet. Give it a few weeks or so, and I'm sure that'll change. It is a popular day on the Mount Washington Massif, although I think that once I turn onto the Lion Head winter route, I'll leave behind most of the crowds. But hey, at least people are getting out. We're gaming, that's for sure. The altimeter reads about 3,100 feet. Got about a little over 3,000 vertical feet of gain to the summit, and about 800 or 700 to the Hermit Lake shelters. Hopefully I didn't pass the winter out. I'd imagine it'd be March. Let's see. Yep, now we're getting some constant slushy snow cover. Don't want to put my snowshoes on just yet, because the way my luck will come out to an exposed spot where it's all bare rock. I'll have to keep putting them on and off and on and off. Alright, now we're beginning our second leg of the trek up the winter route of the Lion's Head Trail. This has definitely got to be it. It looks a hell of a lot wider than the route of the Lion's Head I took down last summer. Onward we go. Lion's Head Trail goes that way. I think it may be on the Huntington Ravine Fire Road, don't quote me on that. And here's something that you often see in Tucks, a first aid cache. I mean, we are near Huntington after all, which does have somewhat of an avalanche danger. And hello, monorail. Let's do this. The first major challenge will be getting up that Hillary step. See if you can do it. This monorail is very, very solid given the recent hot temperatures. Total. Too narrow to warrant snowshoes though. Besides, I'm barely even sinking. If I stay on the proper, that is. Anyway, onward ho we go. Alright, now the climbing is really starting to begin. Look how steep it gets up there. Alright. I'm gonna take a breather and then I'll meet you farther up the winter road. Alright, I think we've reached the so-called Hillary step. It's just up there. If I can get to it, I just post hold like 2 feet. I'll show you it, but otherwise I'm gonna try and get up it without filming. Alright, I believe this is a Hillary step mentioned in all those trip reports on the line. But surprisingly, it is dry. It's gonna be a challenge to get up this thing. But once I do, there's no going back. Anyway, I'm gonna attempt to get up this thing, and if I do, I'll meet you at the top. Well, the Lion's Head approach is a bust. I went on it. I ended up going up not even a half mile before walking to the base of the Hillary step on a pretty crappy corridor. In winter, I'd be able to get up it no problem, but spikes and an ice axe, but now it's dry, no snow, and wet. By dry I meant there's no snow. And it's also very wet. So I got family waiting at home, so I turned back and carefully made my way back down the Tucks. So I'm going to Hojo's to reevaluate my plan. Oh boy, a flat section. Pretty much the whole way so far, except for my little diversion, if you know what I mean, has been just a steady up the whole way. And judging from my altimeter, we're getting pretty close to Hojo's. If nothing interesting happens, I'll meet you when you get there. We just passed the junction with the currently closed Lion's Head summer route. Hopefully it'll open soon. Next up is a caretaker shelter. And I'll meet you once you get there. Welcome to the caretaker's cabin. Right over there. A lot of people over there, so I won't get too close. And we're greeted with an excellent view out toward Gulf of Slides, I believe that is. I'm not sure. And up there is the ridge of Boot Spur. Out there is the one and only Tuckerman Ravine. There's a better view of it farther down. Out there is Lion's Head. Someday, at least I conquered you once. Yep, so I'm just gonna hang around here for a bit and reevaluate my plan. Once I find a plan, I'll meet you. Here's the other side of the caretaker's cabin area. Avalanche danger. Tuckerman Ravine, whoa. First aid cache. Nice. Alright, I've just decided to go to the floor of the ravine where all the skiers congregate and call it a day. Plus I talked to a kind search and rescue volunteer, and she said that even just going to the floor of the ravine is a good hike in itself and can be quite amusing and interesting and fun. It's about, from the trailhead is like 3.1 miles to the floor of the ravine, so even though I'm not going to the summit, it's a good hike in itself. Anyway, if nothing interesting happens, I'll meet you at the floor. Getting a little on the steeper side. Nothing like the winter route, so that's what makes it fun and challenging. Good view out toward Lionhead, out toward Wildcat Ski Area and the Carter range. There's the Boot Spur. Now awesome. That is just cool. The bowl and a waterfall leading from it, most likely into a permit lake. It's gonna get even better too. All right, you see. I believe we're nearing the ravine floor. Got some big boulder cliffs up there. Hello, Lion's Head. 100 times a better day than the last time I hiked up Tux, where I stalked in pretty much from base to summit. Anyway, if I see something interesting, I'll point it out to you. Otherwise, to the ravine floor we go. Got a first aid cache and more excellent views up to the ravine, Boot Spur, and Lionhead. Incredible. All right, we did it. Welcome to the floor of Tuckerman Ravine, where in April, May, June, basically spring, it's a pretty popular skiing spot. Over there are the lunch rocks, so you can see the first aid sign. And up there is the lip of the ravine. A boot track over there. Boot Spur. Hey, get it. A view out toward Carter Wildcat range. And the elusive Lion's Head. Sunday. Got some skiers right there. Looks like a lot of fun. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna hang around here for a little while, catch some rays, eat some lunch with a view, and watch the skiers. And then once I'm done, I'll catch you farther down the Tux Trail. From Lunch Rocks, from about 4,500 feet. One and the same generally, except a different angle of the bowl. Some skiers and climbers heading up. Nobody going down yet. Yeah, I already had bad luck in the winter route of Lion's Head. I ain't risking it anymore. Like I said, I got family home. We're back at Hojo's. One last look at the area of Tuckerman Ravine. And we're gonna head back to the PNVC. Then I gotta drive into town and get a victory meal. So far, even though I couldn't make it to the summit, there's no really safe way from this side of the mountain. I had a good time. I mean, I got up to 4,500 feet, even though I didn't hit a summit. Got some awesome views, and I got redemption for my last visit to Tuckerman Ravine. where I was socked in pretty much from base to summit. So can't complain there. Anyway, if I see something interesting, I'll point it out to you, but otherwise, I'll meet you back at the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. Alright, we're back at Pinkham Notch. Start of the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. Even though I didn't make it to the top of Washington, I still had a fun time. I still got a good like 7-mile hike in, give or take. About 2,500 feet of gain. So I ain't complaining. Plus I got to see Tuckerman Ravine in a setting I'm not used to seeing it, spring skiing season. It was pretty busy, although this weekend it's going to be even worse because, you know, everyone's got the weekend off, most of us anyway. So round trip distance was, I'd say, 7 miles with maybe 2,800 feet of gain because of the little detour I took in the Lions and winter route that ended in miserable failure. So, in the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center, Tuckerman Ravine in Mount Washington, see you on my next adventure.